but now I want to bring in Henry Dukes. We've had him on before. This is a private investigator who has been working to find more. Thanks so much for taking the time. I got to ask you, your reaction to what Ms. Campbell just said.
Thank you for having me. Well, I think the reaction I would have, and listening to what she had to say, I think at this point, all we can do is step back, let the law enforcement, let the coroner's office do their job, and report the facts. It takes time to be able to come up with that.
But is there anything that you've seen to corroborate that they've, Moore and her husband had this tense relationship that, even in her interview, she said that they were about to separate?
I have not observed that in any fashion. Okay, the husband was wanting to do everything he could to, number one, find his wife, and number two, do anything he could to help her.
And to be clear, you've spoken with him, you've had conversations with him?
I have.
Okay, and again, there's nothing that raised a red flag in your mind about what might be going on here?
No, absolutely not. I mean, again, I said last night, when you look at that one video of the DoorDash incident, I mean, that raises a lot of concern.
Is it strange? There's been a lot of commentary. Is it strange that he apparently didn't report her missing until the next day, until that Friday?
I'm not going to say that it's necessarily strange. I think everybody reacts to the situations they are thrust into. You have to look at it as an individual that has law enforcement experience. He is also a private investigator. So, I mean, when you look at all of that, I mean, and we weren't present when he was interviewed or talked to by the law enforcement. So we don't know what he was doing on that aspect, nor did I ask. That is not an area where I would want to cross into. That's for
Right.
law enforcement to handle.
Do you know where he is, how he's responding to all this right now? Because again, this is a big statement she's made. I believe she's made statements prior to that interview with Chris. Do you know how he's responding to it, how he's handling this?
Well, I mean, he's not, I mean, totally honest with you, he's not handling it good. I mean, he's lost his wife. He's lost a woman that he's cared about and been with for numbers of years.
Let me ask you this. When Lexington police were asked, is there foul play, they deferred to SLED. Is there anything you can read into that? I mean, is that standard protocol from what you've seen?
No, that is standard protocol, and there's a lot of elements that plays into that from my experience. One of them is that, there's a little bit of a question as far as the location, whether it was brought to my attention, and I didn't even think about it. Was it in the city limits of Lexington, or was it in Lexington County? And that's, one reason. But also, the biggest reason that you would bring the state law enforcement in to the picture is they have massive resources to be able to handle this thing. I'm not saying that Lexington Police Department cannot conduct a thorough investigation,
right.
but when it comes down to having to do toxicology, analyze things, do multiple interviews, travel to different locations, sometimes it's better. And that's the purpose of the state law enforcement division, is to support other agencies.
Henry, can you clear something up for me? There was a local report where apparently a Lexington resident said that SLED showed up at his door, asked questions. He then said that they found the body under a bridge. Is that accurate?
I know that it was found in the area of a bridge at that intersection of North Lake and Old Cherokee, right in that area where, if just the picture that you have up at the screen, you can see the guardrail there on the right-hand side of it. If you're facing, that would be coming down Old Cherokee, crossing over North Lake and ending, going into where they have it blocked off. There is a guardrail there. I think it's, if I remember correctly, I think it's called 14 Mile Creek.
Okay. Look, we're going to stay on top of this. We're going to see if the coroner comes forward with this autopsy and the results of this autopsy, maybe sooner rather than later. I mean, there's a lot of tension on this case. I don't know if that's going to have an effect, but we're going to stay on top of this. Henry, obviously you have an open platform here to tell us what you find as well. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.